In this video, I will explain how you can use Arduino to program an LCD to display a long message on loop. You will need an Arduino, of course, and an LCD display. You will also need at least 15 jumper wires of different sizes, a trim pot, which is like a knob to control the brightness of your screen, and a 220 ohm resistor. If you are unfamiliar with resistor values, it is the one with 2 red bands, a brown band, and a gold band. The cables will need to be reasonably long to stretch from the breadboard to the Arduino. Link 2 in the notes has more information on components. You should connect up the wires and components exactly as they appear in this image. A clearer version of this image can be found at link 3 below. It is also worth remembering that the breadboard has polarity, so it has positive sections as well as negative sections on both the top and the bottom. So when you check the schematic diagram, please be careful to ensure that you do not connect wires into the positive section, which are meant to go into the negative section, or vice versa. It is also useful to know something about breadboard anatomy. You should remember that these sides flow horizontally and that these sides in the center flow vertically. You should also remember that there is actually no connection across the center of the breadboard. So if you want this side to connect to this side, you're actually going to have to connect them using either a lead or a component. Be careful connecting the LCD receiver to the breadboard so that the pins aren't damaged, and make sure that they line up correctly with the corresponding wires. Also make sure that the trim pot is facing the right way. One side has 2 legs and the other side only 1. If you are new to working with Arduino, it's important to note that the USB end of the cable goes directly into the computer and the other end of the cable goes into the Arduino. It's also necessary to download the Arduino IDE software. You can find it at link 1 in the notes below. If your Arduino is functioning correctly, you should see this light turn on when it is connected. Once the Arduino is connected and the IDE open, make sure you select the name of the USB port it is plugged into. Click on Tools, go to Port, and find the number of the port you've plugged it into. Then you must add a script. So go File and select New. And if you go to link 4 in the notes beneath this video, you will find an example of the script. Copy everything there and replace what is in your Arduino script. Now, if you scroll down or up, you can find that there are quotation marks. Anything in these quotation marks you can change so that the LCD says whatever you would like it to say. The Arduino also has a much bigger capacity than what I'm using here, so if you like, you can simply copy and paste this structure so that your message can be longer. Just be conscious of the fact that the Arduino can only show 16 characters on each line, including lines and spaces, so don't make each line too long. When you are done, you can click Upload. Save it. And if you have downloaded correctly and your script has no errors, you should see the LCD displaying your text. If, when you download the program, there is something strange or the message does not appear as it should appear, firstly, you should turn the trim pot, and sometimes this will make the screen more visible. You should also carefully check all the wires and components are connected exactly as they should be connected, and compare them closely to the diagram. You may also want to switch components. The Arduino itself as well as the Arduino cables, can sometimes be the culprit, especially if components are old. Also check your components and jumper wires are in the correct ports of the Arduino and that your jumper wires connect to the correct sections of the LCD. If you solder the Arduino connections to the LCD, this device can also be fashioned into a very impressive gift.